Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and today is Casing Tuesday, and I am glad to be back. Last Tuesday, we were traveling back from California, and I did not get my Casing Tuesday in, but I did finally finish my complete guide to ribbon savers yesterday. I'll just put a little picture up on my screen here. So this tutorial, it's a guide. It has a video. It has a summary page with all the different sizes I worked out. It is a really I feel it's a pretty comprehensive tutorial on how to do the ribbon savers if you don't want to work out your own measurements. And it just has a handy little chart at the end that I'm even going to use it. I've put it in a page protector, and I have it right next to my desk so that whenever I have a new ribbon roll come in, I can just instantly do a couple quick measurements and figure out the right one that I need to cut and score. So it is a very handy little guide. I'll tell you why it took me so long. It's because whenever something is very near and dear to my heart, I want to make it so good that I just can't possibly finish it right away. I need a lot of processing time. So I kind of worked on it here and there for the last few months, and I kept adding to it and making it better. And I think I finally got it to the point where, there wasn't anything else that I could possibly add to it to make it better. And then I just finally just said, okay, I am going to now publish it. So this complete guide, you can get it free with a purchase, a minimum purchase of $20 in my store, or you can purchase it, or if you're on my team, or if you join my team, you can get this tutorial for free. And also, if you're on my team, you have access to all my paid tutorials for free. So that is a nice perk about being on my team. But whenever you place an order, you can choose one of my tutorials for free, and this is considered one of those. So I am very happy that I was able to finally put that together, and I think it will be super helpful for those people that want to organize their ribbon collections. It's already made a huge difference in my ribbon drawer. I no longer have those little long pieces of ribbon dangling everywhere. They are contained, and even if that ribbon rolls on the ground, that end is not unraveling. So they are super cool. All right. I just wanted to put that up there so everyone knows that. So that's what I was working on. I also have a new tutorial for the curved sign design box. And actually, the cool thing, I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I have a new tutorial for this box, and this leads right into the card we are going to be making today. Don't they look great together? I love the way these look together. I'm using the same paper on them. We're going to be making one with a different paper today. And I also have, this is the free version. This one is a rectangular box. You can kind of just see the difference here. One follows the curve of the punched shape, and the other one just goes straight across. But they're both super cute tutorials. This one here is also, the curved one is a paid tutorial, and this one here is a free tutorial. And you can get the project sheet for this particular one if you are on my email list. So I was excited today because I thought, this would be a nice way to kind of use what we did last week and kind of continue it on this week and show you what a great bundle the sign design bundle is. So we're going to be making this card today. Let's take a quick look at the original card. If I can find it here. Aha, there we go. Here is the original card, and this one's done in hues of blue with a different label, but you can see, I don't know if I can put my card right here. You can see the bones of my card. I just changed it up a little bit. So it's kind of fun when we can do this Casing Tuesday thing. I love the way my card turned out. Here is also the sketch. So for those of you who maybe aren't as good with the measurements, here is a great way to get your card started because everything is measured out for you. I used a different size label, but other than that, I pretty much followed the exact card measurements for this particular card. This card, I feel like it really, it's a very easy card, and I'm gonna tell you what I like about it so much. By cutting the little strips of designer series paper into like 4 little strips, you get a nice pattern that you wouldn't get if you just put a piece of designer series paper on there. It adds a little interest to the card. It breaks it up, but it still makes it super beautiful. And this is a very easy card to make. So we're going to make a version of this today with using different paper from the same pack. And we'll do that just in a moment. This month at Stampin' Up, I do want to point out World Card Making Day is coming up at the beginning of October, and Stampin' Up has a fabulous kit for World Card Making Day that we will be making on World Card Making Day, and I believe it's $32, and I have already posted in my email about it. Next week, since I was busy getting other things up on my subsequent videos, I'm going to post a link to the photo and bring the photo up of the kit. It is it has an organizer, a card organizer that comes with it, and you can make 10 cards, and so it is really a great value, and it's going to be fun making that on World Card Making Day with anyone who wants to join. And World Card Making Day, that event is free to everyone, even if you don't buy the kit. So you can not get the kit and attend, but it will be a lot more fun if you do get the kit and make those cards along with us. So I just ordered my kit last night, and it should be, I don't know, sometimes it takes a few days to get to Massachusetts, but it should be here by early next week, so in plenty of time. I think World Card Making Day is October 4th, if I remember correctly. Next Tuesday, I will have all that information posted for you, but I wanted to point that out. That particular kit is while supplies last, so don't wait too long if you want to get it. You don't want to miss out just because it's sold out. All right, I think I'm ready to jump over to my other camera, and we are going to start making this card. So, oh, something has happened to my, I don't know if it's some, oh, okay, there we go. I think that changed things, I hope. Okay, so this card is made using the Sign Design bundle that I used last week on my little boxes. And remember, when you purchase this together, you save 10% with the stamp set and the punch. The nice thing about this card is you do not need a die cutting machine. The punch does the work for you for creating this particular label. The other thing I highly recommend getting, it's this beautiful paper that we have. This is the Traditions, it's down at the bottom here, Traditions of Christmas 12 by 12 paper. It's a specialty paper, and it has this beautiful gold foiling on one side of the paper. So the patterns in here are just very festive, and then they've got a neutral side on the back so that you can use it sometimes for other occasions, right? Like this checked pattern here, that doesn't necessarily need to be for Christmas. It could be for a birthday, it could be for Valentine's Day. You can use it for other occasions, but you have the beautiful gold foiling has those Christmas patterns on it. So when I was designing this card, in particular, I really wanted it to match up with the boxes that I made last week, so that I could share with you, you know, how to match things up. But today I thought, you know what, probably could have done it in yet another color, but I kind of stuck to the cherry cobbler because I liked the look of that. So we're going to do another box in cherry cobbler, but we're going to change out the paper. Because I wanted to show you, there is, in all the different papers, there's a bit of red. So you can definitely use the cherry cobbler card base on all of them. So to start off with, we're going to create a card base. And I've already cut a piece that is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored in half at the 4¼ inch mark. And then we're just going to make sure it's flat and ready to go. It opens up down here at the bottom. And then we're going to take a piece, and let me just double check. This one's 4 5/8 by 3¼ This is a piece of basic black. And we're going to glue it centered onto the cherry cobbler card base. My glue is almost done, so we'll see if it lasts my entire tutorial, but let's see if we can make it work. And if not, I'm going to grab a new bottle of glue. Just trying to center this. Tip it towards me so I can see a little bit up there. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so that's centered. And now we're going to take our paper. And this piece measures 4 inches by 3.5. And I like to kind of keep the pattern in the same order, so it kind of looks like it could be pieced together. With a busy pattern like this, it might not make so much difference, but I'm going to keep it in its order in any case. So I'm just going to cut off this in 1 inch increments. I have the 4 inch side up at the top, and so we're going to just place them on here as I cut them. And then this one, just center it, and there we go. So there are our 4 little pieces. And I kind of like to just kind of get an arrangement going here and kind of get the spacing the way I want it. I find it easier to work this way with the spacing than the other direction with the strips going vertical. I find for this particular card, I just kind of want to be able to see the spacing in this direction. So it's kind of, you just kind of want to get it evenly spaced. Okay, I like that. So now I'm going to take this first piece, try and get my glue on here. And now I'm just going to try and match that spacing. And it's going to overhang on the black about 1/8 of an inch on the top and the bottom. Okay. And we're going to take our next piece. And we're going to glue it. So if I had just glued this piece down as one piece, it wouldn't have looked as interesting as it does when you glue it in little strips. This is also a good way to use up scraps of paper. They don't all have to be the same pattern, right? They could be slightly different patterns from the same paper pack, if you like. That would be a slightly different look. And that is absolutely acceptable too, and it's a great way to use up paper scraps. Come on. make it through one last card. All right, and then we've got this last one right here. All right, and then we can turn this back around here. Next, we're going to do our little label stamping, and I've got a little piece of basic white right here, and we are going to do Cherry Cobbler ink. With these stamps, you want to make sure that you don't smoosh down too hard on your ink pad, because otherwise the ink is going to get in between those letters, and it's going to probably come out and obliterate some of the writing. So you want to make sure that you tap lightly, and also if your ink pad is super inky, it's also going to have the tendency to trap into the words. So you're going to want to make sure, if it's super inky, take a little bit of that ink off. Cherry Cobbler, it's a beautiful color, but it will stain your stamps. So your stamp will probably look like mine if you use Cherry Cobbler, but it doesn't affect the stamping ability. It's just going to look a little bit pinkish after you use a red. But that's okay. That's what they're meant to do. Stamps are meant for stamping. They're not meant for looking pretty forever, because, you know, they've got to do some work for you. All right, so with this one, we're not going to punch it out centered because I don't want that white edge. I'm going to create a gold edge. So just like I did with the boxes, like this, I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to bring it down on that edge of the ink. I'm going to try and center it a little bit and just kind of bring it down just a little bit from the edge. And then I'm going to punch it. And so that way I don't have to go along with my scissors on that edge and try and match it. I will cut the rest off with scissors. You could also use a trimmer if you want them to be super straight, but I think this is a short enough distance that I can do it with my scissors on the straight edge there. So I got a little label. Move some things out of the way. And then we're going to grab some gold foil sheet. Pick up some gold foil sheet now if you're placing an order, because gold foil sheet always goes on back order right before Christmas, like in the months leading up to Christmas, because everyone's doing their Christmas cards and Christmas projects, and it's like super popular. It's one of the gold foil sheets that has lasted the longest, this metallic paper. So we're just going to punch out a label out of the gold foil sheet. And now we're going to layer these two together. I'm telling my glue, it's gotta go. Come on, one more time. One more time to go. One more card to make. And we're just going to layer that on there. And then we're going to layer it onto here. And we could have used old olive on here. We could have used like a pinkish color. I love red and gold for Christmas though, so that's why I'm kind of just sticking with the red and gold look. And then just to finish it off, somewhere here, I've got some of these antique pearls. If you want them to have a little bit more of a yellow tinge, they do kind of have a yellow tinge, but if you want them to go a little bit more golden, you can take a Darling Duckling Stampin' Blend and just go over them with that, and you can turn it just a little bit more golden. It will still have that excuse me, pearlescent look to it, but And I got one of these got stuck to the back of here, so I'm going to color this one so we can get rid of it off the back of there. Okay, so we are going to take these pearls. I just lost my voice. We're going to add them to our project. Come on. I think we're going to put you up there. And so there is the card front for card number 1. I also want to do the inside. This particular stamp set, it's got a lot of different greetings on it, but none of them really, I thought, worked for the inside. So instead of stamping something on the inside, I just kind of decided to create a layered look for the inside. So we have a piece of basic black that is 5 inches by 3 3/4, and a piece of basic white that is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then I've got just a little strip of the same paper that I used from the front. This is half an inch, and we're going to cut this. It's 1/2 inch wide. We're going to cut this into 2. Well, not 2. We're going to cut 2 3 1/2 inch strips on here, and I think I want to make sure I have a little bit of red on both of the strips so we can pick up the color of the card base. So here's a little bit of red on this one, and then this one right here. So we've got 2 little pieces off of there, and I thought we would just line the edge of the white here. And this is good to do with like paper scraps. As you go through your pack, you're going to end up with some paper scraps. So this is always good to do with some of those paper scraps. And just put one on this end. And normally I do not layer up my insides, but I did this time. It's always good to try something different and do something different every once in a while. So I decided I was going to have an extra layer. Okay. And then we're going to glue this piece to the black piece. Okay, see how nice that looks together? And then we're going to glue this on the inside. And we'll just center this again. Like that. And that way we've got a little bit of paper on the inside that is the same as the front. There is still room if you want to stamp a greeting, and sometimes you want a specific greeting for specific people. So that's nice. My camera's going, whoa! What are you doing, camera? You are not wanting to focus, are you? Okay, so let's just go back and have a look at these 2 cards. So there's the outsides of them, and then here is the insides of them. And that was like so super simple, right? This card design is just really easy. Now, if you remember on the original card, let's go back to the original card. Here's the original card. You will see in the background, we'll bring my finger in here. In the background of this card, you see sparkly paper. I think it's sparkly paper. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the back side of the paper. But I would not use sparkly paper in the background here. You can, but it's I would use definitely because you're covering up most of it. So I kind of felt like I didn't want to put gold foiled sheet behind my card because I wanted to be able to use the gold in a more effective place, in a smaller place with this particular label, and I want to bring attention to this. To me, if I had put gold foil sheet behind there, I would have been using up big pieces of gold foil sheet and covering up most of it. So if you wanted a golden look, you could always use like a yellow, like maybe Darling Duckling in the background, and have that kind of have that gold effect in the background without actually using gold foil sheet. But I just like using just a little tiny bit on the greeting, right behind the greeting, to make that look really, really festive. And so I love this layout. I hope you give it a try because it is super easy to make. You can make all of these pieces. They can be different colors if you like, different pattern paper. They don't have to be a swatch that is cut into 4 pieces like what I did. That also looks nice too, especially if you have like maybe a piece of paper that has more of a picture on it and you just want to create little panels. That would look really cool if you did that. So I hope you enjoyed today's card, and if you got here this far and you enjoyed this video, I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment or share it with your friends, and that would be lovely. That way it can get seen by a few more people. And I do this every single week, and on Fridays, I do 3D projects, which are great little gifts and favors that you can use for your friends, your co-workers, your family. When Christmas is coming up, they can be used as stocking stuffers. There's a lot of different uses. I know I have some of my followers use my designs at events or sell them at craft fairs. So there's lots of different things that you can do with my 3D designs. All right. Well, I'm going to say hello to all of you who have joined today, and thank you for being here. Hello, Nalida and Marge and Valerie and Mary. Hello, Lois. And Lois says, good morning, Brenda and sister crafters. I like that. I want to have a few more sisters, although I do have a very awesome sister, but you can never have too many sisters and friends. Hello, Marty from Pittsburgh. Hello, Blair. And Blair says, precious. Aw, thank you. Hello, Candy from Florida. And Nancy says, hello from chilly Maryland. I have my space heater on here this morning. It was 8 Celsius this morning. Now, I can't translate for you Fahrenheit, folks, but that is below 50 degrees. And our house, as soon as it gets cold, it just chills the house right down. So this morning I woke up and I was like, yeah, I know it's cold this morning because the room is cold. So luckily in our new bathroom that we did last year, we have a little heater that I can just like turn on real quick. And luckily that bathroom at least was warm this morning, but oh man, I have a hard time transitioning to the cold months. Hello, Phyllis. And Phyllis is in Maryland. Hello, Clarendon, I think, Clarendon from Arizona. And Marge looked up the World Card Making Day, and she says the kit price is $32, and it's on October 4th, and from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Is it Eastern or is it? Yeah, I think it is Eastern. We have to double check the time zone, but it is on October 4th. And when you register for World Card Making Day, you will also have access to the recording afterwards, even if you can't make the specific time. And they have said that they're going to give everyone who registers a gift. So make sure that you register. I do not know what that gift is. So make sure you register, and they won't tell you until after what the gift is until after the actual event. So make sure you register and not just try and find the video afterwards. All right. Hello, T. Good morning. Marty says, it's a beautiful layout, and I love being able to match and coordinate cards and projects. Yeah, I love that the paper really makes it easy because all the paper has our Stampin' Up! Colors in it. So in this paper, you can see some pool party. I think the pink, you know what? I'm not sure if they list the pink color, but do you know how you find out? You look on the back, and they may have listed it. They did not list the pink color. So not always do they, it might not be a specific pink, but if I were to guess, I would say like maybe Pretty in Pink or Bubble Bath. It's a very light pink that you could bring out there. The colors in this paper are Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Pool Party, Real Red, and Secret Sea, and then of course gold, because there is the gold accents in there. And it is a very pretty paper. Just a reminder, with our specialty paper, it is manufactured overseas. Our regular designer series paper, without foiling or without the word specialty in the paper, it's manufactured in the US. So if a specialty paper sells out, it takes a lot longer for it to come back in stock. So just keep that in mind when you're crafting for Christmas. Some items like punches do take a long time. They don't tend to expedite punches back because punches are heavy. So that's why I try to focus on the punch bundles first, because those ones are the harder ones to get back in stock. And I do feel like the sign design bundle will be one of those that will be, all of a sudden we might see that punch sell out down the road. We do manufacture our own stamp sets, but we don't manufacture our own punches or dies. So, well, on that note, thank you so much for joining me this morning. And I hope you will join me on Friday when we'll be doing another 3D project. Take care, everyone, and have a great week. Bye-bye.